When you are on the go, you need your credit union to be right there with you. Hughes Federal Credit Union makes your life easier. For 60 years, Hughes has called Southern Arizona home and has given back to our community. Isn't that who you want as your financial partner?
Welcome to Greg Hansen's Video Notebook, brought to you by Hughes Federal Credit Union. I'm Star Sports Editor Ryan Finley here with Greg Hansen. UA football, just when you think that we've seen enough of the injuries, Brandon Dawkins gets hurt. All of a sudden it's true freshman Khalil Tate at quarterback. Wildcats head to Salt Lake City this weekend, and we don't know who is going to come with them. What do you make of the whole thing?
Utah doesn't know either.
Right.
How much of a factor do you think that is?
Enough.
Yeah.
I mean, depending on what the different guys can do, I think that, I don't know.
The composite package of those three guys would be a pretty good quarterback, wouldn't it?
Absolutely, yes.
A little bit of passing added to what Tate and Dawkins can't do, passing-wise.
Right. I thought that we saw some really good stuff in Khalil Tate last week in the fourth quarter. I know it was kind of a who cares touchdown at the very end, but he throws with nice touch. I think when he makes the right decision, he can get the ball there. But so much of this offense is about doing the right thing, and I think it's going to take a little while before a true freshman does the right thing on every snap.
He'll probably digress a little bit, don't you think?
Possibly, yeah.
Because Utah might be the best defensive program in the league,
Right.
other than Stanford.
Right.
They'll probably do some stuff to make him really confused.
Sure. And again, he showed himself as more of a runner than a passer. All of a sudden, that's what you're preparing for, and he's going to have to sort of improve on his weaknesses to beat them in any way.
Yeah. He looks like a Range Rover out there, doesn't he?
I know.
I was trying to find out when the U of A had a bigger quarterback who was mobile.
Who was mobile? That's a tough one. Yeah.
Who in this league has had a quarterback who looks like that in the last 10 years? Do you remember anybody?
No, I mean, he's kind of a shorter Cam Newton in
Yeah,
a way.
I thought of that.
I mean, big lower half. Rich Rod referred to his quote-unquote big butt in his press conference the other day.
And big head.
And big I mean, this is a big kid and somebody who you think is only going to get better going forward. The question is this, though. We agreed last week that if this team isn't going to be very good, okay, if they're maxing out at maybe 6-7 wins, tops, that you're better off playing the young guy.
Sure.
In Brandon Dawkins.
The future's always now in college football.
Right. There is now a guy younger than Brandon Dawkins who has shown some good things. Does that mean you got to play him?
I think playing either one is a win situation.
Yes.
Not that I'm saying Andrew Solomon can't help you win games, but if you've got two talents like these two guys, Arizona hasn't had guys like this.
No.
You got to do it now.
Right.
Because if they get hurt or concussed or something down the line, I mean, players are disposable.
Sure. And all of a sudden you're looking at next year where you're going to have Brandon Dawkins, Khalil Tate, and Braxton Burmeister. Maybe 3 of the 4 or 3 out of the 5 most highly rated quarterbacks Arizona's ever had, all competing for one job.
Nothing ever like that here. Ever like that here.
Right. But do you need that sheer number in quarterbacks? I mean, if you're going to run as much as Arizona has, there is attrition that comes with running the ball.
Really good point. People get hurt more now than ever, don't they?
Yes.
Even in the Dick Butkus stage, you didn't get hurt this much.
And when they get hurt, it seems like they get more hurt,
right?
If that makes any sense.
And you're right. You have to have at least 2 really good players.
Yeah.
Colorado has shown that.
Yep, absolutely.
Colorado would be out
Yep.
unless Steven Montez, who's my current pick as the player of the year in the league, suddenly he's like the revelation of the whole Pac-12.
Right, and you know what? Look up the road. I mean, Arizona State's going to probably go with might go with a backup quarterback this week. UCLA, they need to have somebody there if Josh Rosen gets hurt. I mean, it may come down to whoever has the best standing quarterback at the end of the year. Right,
and the one unspoken thing right now is what good team hasn't had to go to a second quarterback yet?
Right.
Who does Utah have?
Right, we don't know.
I mean, their quarterback's pretty average anyway.
Right.
Troy Williams, but behind him, what if they had to go to their third quarterback?
I know. You bring up Utah. Again, Greg, this is a place we've been to, the two of us, a bunch of times. It is a sneaky hard place to play. Yeah. And Arizona's lucking out because it's not going to be raining or snowing Saturday night. Talk about what it is going to be like to play in that stadium.
On game day, when every stadium in the Pac-12 is sold out,
right.
Utah doesn't have the best atmosphere.
No.
But they're always sold out.
Right.
So they have about the best atmosphere.
Right.
And they've been smart not to enlarge the stadium to 60,000. They've been tempted.
Right.
But 45 is a perfect number there, and that makes it very, very tough for every team that goes in there.
Right. And if you're playing at night, it's going to be chilly. There's going to be elevation at play.
And they're mad.
And they're mad.
And they owe you one.
And they owe you one. That's going to be tricky. Well, we shall see how Arizona does this weekend and who lines up at quarterback. That'll do it for this episode of Greg Hansen's Video Notebook, brought to you by Hughes Federal Credit Union. For Greg Hansen, all right, who is Arizona's starting quarterback for the ASU game?
Who's ever healthy?
That's a
Brandon Dawkins.
Brandon Dawkins. Yeah, I agree with him. I'm Ryan Finley. We'll see you next time.